Do you know what I find funny though?
Welcome back to the Daily Rundown. Now, councillors in North Yorkshire on Monday voted to allow fracking near the village of Kirby Misperton. It is the first application approved since 2011. Fracking is a way of extracting oil or gas from rocks by pumping liquid into them at high pressure. The government see the technique as crucial for the UK's future energy needs. But these plans have been stalled since 2011 after tests on the after tests in Lancashire were found to have been the probable cause of minor earthquakes in the area. Just in case anyone was worried that this wasn't live, just throwing a few booby traps there for me. This is your neck of the woods.
It's next to my neck of the woods. It's where I used to live. I am from Cumbria, but we used to live in Yorkshire. Now, my understanding of fracking is they drill really far down, they then drill to the side, they then shoot water down and sand, and then that opens up cracks in the earth, and then gas comes out. But gas comes out of the same pipe that the water goes down, and from watching our lovely neighbours, lovely cousins in America, where they have this, they can set fire to their tap water in America because the gas has gone into their water system. Now, it's great that we're looking for more energy. I was under the belief that we had wind and solar energy. We had that, but obviously people don't like the wind turbines. Personally, I think if you just think of them as invisible B-52 bombers, I think they look fantastic. I think that fracking, it seems dangerous. For my understanding of shooting highly pressurised water into the earth to release gas would, to me, suggest that we need to be really safe to do this. We're doing it in North Yorkshire. The well was already there, so they've already drilled down, so it's already there. They may be able to withdraw it by the end of the year. I think the worry is that this is now the first. They will be looking down in Blackpool, down the coast, and they will be looking in Lancashire, maybe in Cumbria. We don't know. If they find places, I would suggest maybe not drilling down into Cumbria because, I mean, you know, we have Sellafield there, so you might not find the sort of gas you're looking for. I just think that it seems dangerous. They've passed this. They've passed it, and we will keep an eye on what goes on.
Well, there's obviously massive. There's a lot of anti-fracking campaigners. There's a lot of them. That's why it has stalled in that. Water contamination is a big issue as well. Yeah. And I mean, just for the recent kind of, there's been a lot of sinkholes in that in the UK recently, hasn't there?
Exactly. I thought that. Yeah. I thought only that's a byproduct of that.
Why aren't they trying to, as you mentioned, Stephen? Why aren't they kind of putting more efforts, do you think, into solar and wind energy? What's your feeling on that?
Well, yeah, they're looking for alternatives, like Steve said. I am with the wind. I don't mind wind turbines and the solar energy, but fracking, no, I think it's going to cause it's going to cause a horrendous trouble. That.
And we had Vivienne Westwood and everyone got involved last year, if you remember.
Bez, formerly of the Happy Monday, stood in Salford Council and as a fairly issue candidate with fracking. Now, I mean, Gideon George Osborne, he has his constituency in Tatton in Cheshire. It'd be interesting to see whether there's any shale gas under Cheshire.
This is the issue.
Whether the massively more kind of, I would say, northern powerhouse areas, there must be shale gas in the lovely home counties. There doesn't seem to be a suggestion that we go to, Bedfordshire and Hertfordshire. I know we will be talking about Bedfordshire, but and Hampshire and Sussex and on all these kind of things. It seems to be Lancashire, North Yorkshire.
Yeah, it does.
Seems to be. It may be just my northern chip on my shoulder, but it does seem that they're pulling.
Concentrated into one area.
It's grim up north, and it's about to get gassy up north as well.
Right, well, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Yes. I'm sure it'll come back up again anyway. Let's go to our last story of the day. Prime Minister David Cameron has bought a £1,500 used car as a cheap runaround for his wife. According to the salesman he bought it from, that is. Showroom owner Ian Harris said he thought a call from the Prime Minister's security team saying he was interested in the compact car was a wind-up. But Mr Cameron paid actually £1,495 for the Nissan Micra in Minister Lovell, Oxfordshire on Friday. He said the blue car was just the right colour for the Tory leader. Mr Harris said he first heard of Mr Cameron's interest in the car when he received a call to his office at Whitney Used Car Centre in the Prime Minister's constituency. I mean, I feel like this story is a wind-up, like it's kind of going on.
Yeah, I do. I think
it's
a wind-up.
The thing about this, do you think it is a wind-up? I mean, obviously it's not. He's bought the car. It's a blue Nissan Micra, and that's what Sam Cam is going around in at the moment. What is this? Do you think this might be a backlash? I don't think she's going around in it.
I don't think for 1 minute she's going around. It's a publicity stunt, isn't it? He's trying to say like, look, I'm like one of you guys.
Down with the real folk. Is that what it's all about?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean,
what do you think, Stephen?
Yeah, I think he is. I mean, not everybody has 2 security guards to stand behind the car to check whether the brake lights are working, which is apparently what he did.
What was she driving before that then? What was she driving?
I don't know. But
it weren't setting down.
No, I think that he's bought this. Somebody's told him to look like a man of the people.
Yeah, definitely.
I think.
Now, do you not think that might be a little bit too late, given that apparently there was £50,000 spent on a stylist for Samantha Cameron there over last year? Well, has that ship sailed? I don't know, horse, doors bolted, all that kind of.
I think
kind of comes to mind.
I think it sounds like the idea of a work experience kid or somebody who is about to lose their job. I think that it's an attempt. Yeah, I mean it will be the equivalent of Jeremy Corbyn going to a jumble sale and buying the world's most expensive Fabergé egg. It is a really it's trying to put the opposite spin on everything.
Yeah.
It's this rich man who probably pays £1,500 to somebody to remind him to not leave one of his kids in a pub anymore. But I mean, we all make mistakes. Some of us are Prime Minister, some of us aren't. Some of us have spent £1,500 on a car to make it look good. Like I didn't know that she'd spent £50,000 on a stylist.
I think I was in around 50,000.
But instantly, as soon as I heard this,
reports say obviously I'd like to highlight. Maybe it's quite expensive. It's quite an expensive amount to pay for a stylist, I would say.
I think. What would you get for that? 50 grand for a stylist? What would you get?
That's without the clothes, Jackie, as well. That's fair. I mean, anyway, it was in there, and like I said, reports said that. Obviously, it's not the official thing. Was this something though? Do you think it's just to endear? It's to endear maybe to people he may have lost along the way, given the recent sort of scandals and news reports?
Possibly, but it just seems a strange way to do it.
Does it?
Yeah.
It's a bit simplistic.
Yeah. So essentially, a man has bought a car for cash. And he's hoping that that's going to shy away from the fact that that there are possibilities. It just seems to be an attempt to make it look like that he's a man of the people.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we seem to have. I mean, we live in a cynical society. And it may be that Sam wanted a little run around, for £1,500.
It's such a kind of patronising little woman at home way of describing it as well, isn't it? Would that annoy you, Jackie?
I think it's patronising,
It's just just a little run around. It's just something for her to go to the shops in or to go down the village.
She goes to the shops.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other point as well. I mean, I guess she's being driven a bit as well, wouldn't she be?
See, now I've just thought of this, unless Sam Cam is a secret stock car racer and she's actually got a really good a banger race on this weekend and she wants something.
What's a banger race?
Oh my god, do you not know what a banger race is? It's you get cars that are essentially just old bangers and you just you just race around and smash into each other. Maybe that's what Sam Cam does of a weekend. Maybe she's a secret stock car racer.
It's not so secret now then, is it?
You heard it here first.
The best thing about this, though, is that you would rather go down. I mean, obviously, I know you're messing, but you would rather go down that road than just think that it's actually plausible that he just went in and said, "No, I'm going to get this little car for Sam. She just wants a little run around." Maybe she's not a great driver. That's an idea, isn't it? That, if you just started driving, and you have to obviously buy a little banger, like you said, it could be that way. No. Do you drive, Jackie?
I do, but I don't. I can drive, but I don't drive. I choose not to drive. I don't like driving. I don't enjoy it
at all.
No.
That's a different something to say or something, isn't it? Like that we have to. Hold
I don't
that for
like
something
it.
else. What's the best way? Do you think? I mean, if this hasn't worked, obviously for either of you guys, anyway. What way can he sort of endear himself? Do you think to the public?
Resign?
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. If you're watching, Dave.
Quit?
Yeah.
So resign to
Yeah, definitely.
resign
That
to
puts a
first
smile on
wife.
my face.
No, actually, do you know what? I'll take that back, because if he
Go on.
resigns, we're facing down the barrel of Boris Johnson, Michael Gove, George Gideon Osborne, Theresa May. In fact, David, just have a cup of tea.
Stay where you are.
Have a cup of tea, sit down, invite Jeremy in and everybody else. In fact, just invite everybody in, have a big round table meeting.
But obviously, just because you mentioned him there, if it had been Jeremy Corbyn who went out and did this at the weekend, nobody would say anything.
No, they
Just be
wouldn't.
like, there's Jeremy, he gets the bus, he doesn't get the bus, that's the other guy, isn't it? He goes on a bike.
Yeah, he's
whatever.
on his
It's
bike
just-
and yeah.
Yeah.
We have had quite a few stories though
Yeah.
of that politicians getting down with the real folk recently, whether travelling by the bus,
Yeah.
going on their bike. Is this David Cameron?
Or the shopping in Asda. He was shopping in Asda, weren't he, Dave?
Oh, was
The
he?
other day he was shopping in Asda, yeah.
Was he shopping in Asda? Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Look at
Really?
me shopping, yeah. Saying if we left, you see, if we leave the EU, then our shopping will be a lot more expensive.
Ah, okay. Do you
So
find it all a bit
he's shopping
cringy
in
though?
Asda.
this
Yeah, I
kind of-
do.
It's not believable.
No.
Why does it just not wash? Is it just because it's him? What is it? Why does it just not wash?
Because
when
it's just
David
not
Cameron?
believable.
Why though? Is it we just feel he's too silver spoon?
Because he can't possibly know what it's like to be a working class person, just getting on with their life every day, trying to make ends meet, trying to robbing Peter to pay Paul. He can't possibly know what that's like.
yeah,
So don't try and pretend you do.
in any way,
No.
you just don't buy it. Well, it's-
Well, I do agree. I mean, I don't mind having a prime minister who doesn't have a connection with the working class, but it's just if he was just to say, yeah, I was born into money.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to have a high level education, and I've been very fortunate, and I'd like to give those opportunities to everybody else. That might be something to help. I really, to be fair to you, I mean, they do slam him quite a lot.
It's
To
so
be fair,
easy, though, I
David Cameron.
think,
No,
isn't it?
I just think that David Cameron seems like the very nice. He seems like the Manchurian Candidate. He seems like the face of the real kind of things behind there. And I just think that David Cameron just looks like reminds me a little bit of Tim Nice but dim. You know, the old Harry Enfield
Yeah.
character. I don't think he is. I think I don't think there's not evil behind those eyes. I just think there's nothing behind those eyes.
I think what's coming up a lot in here as well, I think, is it's just PR team. I don't know. It needs an overhaul, doesn't it? Someone.
Yeah,
They need to
they're
go
not
back
doing
to-
the job right,
they
are
need to
they?
go back to
They're
the
not doing the
blackboard
job
on that
right.
one. Thanks very much for that, guys. We're going to go for another break now. When I come back, I'm going to be speaking to Pollyanna from Friends of the Earth. Don't go anywhere.